Thank you for allowing me to come here, Robbie, and putting this together. I know what it's like to put stuff like this together. Chris Lawson does too. It's a lot harder than it looks. Back in March of 2007, a virtually unknown congressman announced his plans to run for the presidency. That was the year that Ron Paul changed my life. Little did he know that his message would affect millions of people across the world. Prior to 2007, I was a liberty activist who was rapidly losing hope. I had been out there trying to talk to people, spread the message, teach people about the true meaning of liberty, and I had become frustrated and I was about ready to give up. But when I started talking to people about Ron Paul's message, instead of running away from me, these people actually stopped and started listening to me. And I scratched my head and I said, what is going on here? You know, why aren't these people running away from me and slamming doors in my face? And I knew something was finally happening. And Ron Paul is certainly not responsible for everything, but he certainly was the right man at the right time and the right leader. Enemies of liberty will sometimes accuse us of hating certain groups of people. These accusations are very upsetting to me because in my travels across the country, I have come to the conclusion, by my own personal experience, these are flat-out lies. We are not a group of people who hate. We are a group of people who love. We are open, we are understanding, we love individuals, and we respect people even when we disagree with them. Being in the Ron Paul Revolution, I have had the opportunity to travel all over the country, and I have seen a great diversity of people. People that I have never seen before would come together. People of completely different, opposite ends of the spectrum were coming together and recognizing they have things in common. What I also noticed is that I did not feel a hatred. As a matter of fact, I could feel the love. I could feel the acceptance of the differences we have between each other. And the Ron Paul Revolution has been a family to me. And the people that I have met over the last numerous years in the Revolution, they are family. They are part of the Ron Paul Revolution family. And what Ron Paul says, freedom is popular, it does not divide us, it brings us together. And I have seen how true that really is. The media calls us all a bunch of kooks. But I look around and I see who we really are. Admittedly, we do have a couple strange people here and there, myself included sometimes. But I'm proud to be different.
Media are strangers.
I'm proud to not be a cookie cutter, and you all should be proud to be different as well.
Yeah.
We're not just a bunch of crazy people. We are everyday Americans who believe in the principle of liberty. We just simply want to be left alone and we want to live free. We're your co-workers, we're fellow church members, we're teachers, coaches, business owners, farmers, doctors, nurses, veterans, Girl Scout leaders, high school students, college students, senior citizens, baby boomers, and we're your next door neighbors. We are the people, we are average everyday people just out there fighting against collectivism, as Edwin pointed out, and fighting for natural law. In my travels, I've often been asked, why are all these young people following this gray-haired man around? You know, what is it? What's going on here? And why are all these Ron Paul supporters so excited and enthusiastic and just full of energy all the time? And at first, I'm tempted to say, it's a Ron Paul thing, you just wouldn't understand. But I do say to them, freedom is popular. And it's worth fighting for. It's very energizing to know that you are fighting for a cause that you believe in. Ron Paul personifies the concept of liberty for me. He takes the whole meaning of what liberty is and it's put into a single person. And that's how I look at him. This is so much more than Ron Paul. This is more than a presidential race. This is a peaceful revolution. And as Victor Hugo said, no standing army can stop an idea whose time has come. In addition to all the so-called wars that we're fighting overseas, the real war is here. We are truly in a war between the political class and the rest of us. This includes those who think they are entitled to special privileges at the expense of the rest of us. The key to solving this very real dilemma is restoring equality under the law. But this requires that we take action and we do our part to fight it. The media says Ron Paul is unelectable. You know what I say? That's a big cop-out. Ron Paul is electable. That's their excuse to ignore him, to just keep saying he's unelectable. Well, guess what? As you know, the more they ignore him, the more it's backfiring on them. And the more press we're going to get, and the more people are going to get fed up. Ron Paul is winning poll after poll, and he has proven and he will continue to prove that he is a top-tier candidate. And we've heard the term before, Ron Paul rising, and that is taking place right now. All these candidates that are supposedly up there as the top tier, the more and more people find out about them the truth, their poll numbers are going to continue to go down, and Ron Pauls are continuing to rise every day. So I want to ask the media, to anyone that's listening to this, what are you afraid of? What are you afraid of? Why are you afraid to give this man coverage? Is it because he's a president who will stop preemptive unconstitutional wars? Is it because he wants to eliminate the IRS? Is it because he wants to stop the counterfeiting and the theft that has been taking place since 1913? Is it because he wants to restore habeas corpus and repeal the unpatriotic Patriot Act? Is it because he wants to restore sound money by legalizing competing currency? And I could go on and on. Do you want to live in a society where you can be free? Do you want to be free to eat and drink and grow whatever you want? Do you want to live free on your own property without paying land rent and be able to live as you please? Do you want to be free to use sound currency in your local community? Do you want to be free to raise your children and educate them in the manner that you see fit? Yes. Do you want to be free from the ever-increasing non-stop taxing that is going on in this country? Do you want to be free from the unending intrusions in our personal lives? Yes. I do. And I challenge anyone to go one single day without being affected by some intrusive law where this country is turning everybody into a criminal. The most innocent, God-fearing people that respect people's rights are being turned into criminals. And that's what they want. Jordan Page says, they keep telling me it's a sin to be free. Well, he knows as well as we do that that's a lie. It's not a sin to want to be free. It's our job to spread the message that we were given the God-given right to be free. There's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing sinful. There's nothing bad about wanting to live as a free person. And as Edwin pointed out earlier, natural law always supersedes man-made law. Don't tell me that's the law, because I don't want to hear it. Natural law is the law that I live by. Many of you that are listening have gone above and beyond in your lives, working hard to restore our republic. You've donated many hours of your time. You've contributed hard-earned money, what's left of it after you're taxed to death, and you have made many sacrifices over the last several years. Dr. Paul has been fighting for over 30 years to restore our liberties, and as you know, our founding fathers pledged their lives, fortunes, and sacred honor. So I ask you today, are you willing to do what it takes to be free?
Yes.
Will you rise to the occasion? Will you take it to the next level and do what you can? I will. Will you be there with me?
Yes. Yes.
Ron Paul says politicians don't change the world, but ideas do. One person can make a difference, and if you look around this room, we have plenty of examples of single people in here that are my heroes or my role models. God bless you, and thank you for all that you're doing, because you are the ones that are making a difference out there, and you don't realize how grateful I am to know that there's others out there that are doing this, and we're in this fight together. God bless all of you. In closing, are you ready to join me in the peaceful Ron Paul revolution?